From the tee to the fairway to the green. From the PGA to the LPGA to the Live Golf Tour. If it's golf related, Chuck Garbedian will discuss it. It's time to tee it up for the award-winning Garbedian on Golf Show on the Wisconsin Sports Radio Network.
And a good golf morning to you. It is the multi-award-winning Garbedian on Golf. Broadcasting live from the Wisconsin Sports Radio Network studios, powered by the Potawatomi Sportsbook. Oh, big show today. They're all big shows. But this one's big, too, because it's this show. Charlie Usen producing the show for us. We always greatly appreciate that. Our show sponsors include the Wild Rock Golf Club at the Wilderness Resort. I saw Pat Stein this week, director of golf up there. We had lunch. It was very nice. The American Family Insurance Championship, also a show sponsor. Sweetgrass, Sage Run, the Island Resort, PGA Tour Superstore. I'll be there later this morning. Aaron Hills, Titleist FootJoy, the French Lick Resort. Talked to Brendan Sweeney this week. They're coming on, too. Wisconsin State Golf Association, the Wisconsin PGA, Eagle Springs Golf Resort, the Waukesha County Parks Department, Henry Flock Steakhouse, the Milwaukee County Parks Department, Ironwood Golf Course in Sussex, Old Fashioned Golf, Tap-In Golf Bar in Sussex and Waukesha, and also the Broadlands Golf Course, a must-play Rick Jacobson design in North Prairie, Wisconsin. All of our guests are courtesy of Wild Rock Golf Club in the Wisconsin Dells, a spectacular Herdsden Fry design. Book your must-play tee time at wildrockgolf.com. And this hour of the show brought to you by the Island Resort and Casino in Northern Michigan, home of Sweetgrass, Sage Run, and coming soon, Cedar. Championship golf at its finest, as well as first-rate accommodations. Book your trip right now at islandresort.com. On the program this morning, it's nice when you have a show because you can have all your friends on. All of our friends are coming on this morning. Ken Griffin's going to join us in just a moment, the director of golf sales and marketing out at Boyne Golf in Michigan, where they have the Magnificent 11. If you haven't been to Boyne, you need to go. It's really that simple. Mike James is going to join us a little bit later, general manager out at Century World. Alan Shipnuck is going to join us. He's got a new book on Rory McIlroy that's coming out this week. We'll talk to Alan about that and some other things as well, including Tiger and everything else that's going on there. Andy Guerin will join us, the golf services manager for the Milwaukee County Parks Department. And again, all of our guests are courtesy of Wild Rock Golf Club in the Wisconsin Dells. Also, I want to mention, too, Jonathan Lavoie is going to join us just from the legal standpoint of what's going on with Tiger, because there's so much going on with him. Yeah, I'm gonna fly away. That's one of the things I got to talk to Jonathan about this, because it's one of those things that you just don't understand. It's like I got a judge's order to take treatment in another country.
Well, and then he's calling like the president apparently.
Well, that's my favorite. That is my favorite. But we were talking about this yesterday. That is my favorite part of the whole body cam video was. Yeah, I was just calling the president. And it's like, I always go back to the Anna Kendrick thing. It's like, I call the president of what? The country, you idiot. It's like, why would you call, of all, like, that just shows how addiction works. That you think you're the biggest thing in the world because people have told you you're the biggest thing in the world. And of course, you are the biggest thing in the world because you're Tiger Woods. But at the same token, it's like, who would you call? I mean, if that happened, let's just say, Charlie Usen, just for a second before we get to Ken Griffin, let's just say for just a second, something happened. The first person you call is?
Probably you. You got all the connections on Earth, if I'm being honest.
And I'm looking at the phone going, yeah, I'm not taking that. That's fine. I'm not gonna. But you call family.
Right. Yeah, my dad, my mom.
Yeah, you call somebody.
Else, my sister,
you just call somebody and just go, hey, look, this happened. I'm a little out of sorts here because this is kind of an unusual thing. And I've been in traffic where cars have turned over. And it's a weird, because it's like, is this a dream? It's like the Matrix. It's a weird thing. But at the same token, it's like, if I flipped a car, the first thing I'm doing is, I'm going to call Trump, because that makes all kinds of sense.
Yeah, I think he's probably going to be a little busier with other things at the moment.
I got a call from Tiger. I got to take this. We're making a tea time. No, you're not. Is Kenny there? We got to talk to him.
He is ready to go.
Let's do this. It's one of my favorite places on the planet to not only play, but to stay as well. Boyne Golf in Northern Michigan is a number of things. Spectacular, beautiful, local, friendly. It's an amazing golf experience, and Boyne is truly unrivaled Michigan golf. It's a vacation destination. And here to talk more about Boyne and what it has to offer every avid golfer who is looking for an exceptional and timeless getaway, please welcome one of my all-time favorite people, the director of golf sales and marketing from Boyne Golf. It is the lovely and talented Ken Griffin. Ken, my friend, how are you this morning?
Well, Chuck, thank you. And once again, you are just too kind. I don't know if I have ever heard that many adjectives in one paragraph.
Well, it's the truth. It's easy to do when it's the truth. If you're making stuff up, it's harder to do because you have to try to remember what you did. But when it's the truth, you just look at it and go, this makes all kinds of sense in the world. How are you and how are things on your side of the pond in Michigan?
Really well. Only, you sent that weather you got last night over to us. So today's not exactly a very nice day, but no, things are looking good. We're ready to launch courses and start opening up in about another 3 weeks. So.
And you have what's called the Magnificent 11, which is a number of great golfing options there. When you guys open, do you soft open in stages? Do you do all the courses at once? Do you pick one or two to kind of focus on and then get the other ones up as the weather gets better? What's the process?
Door number 3, Chuck. So we start slow. The 24th we'll open up the Moore course at the Highland, and then the following weekend we'll roll up 3 more the first weekend in May, and then by the 8th of May we'll have all 10 of the championship courses open, and then it's a couple weeks later that we'll open up the 9-hole short course.
It's got to be exciting, though, being on this side of the calendar now, as you have days like today, which are not the best of days weather-wise, and that's the way it works sometimes because Mother Nature is undefeated. But we're going in the right direction, and we're moving towards the season, which is very exciting.
Yeah, I mean, we know what April typically brings, which is why we hold off till the end of April and opening courses. And history has shown that that's the best time. That's when people have interest. That's when, they've played at home, whether they're in Wisconsin or southern Wisconsin or whether they're in southern Michigan or Chicago. They've gotten a chance to get out on the courses a couple times in April at home, and then they come up, looking forward to play our courses.
Ken Griffin with us, Director of Golf Sales and Marketing at Boyne Golf. Go to BoyneGolf.com. Follow them on social media on X at Boyne_golf. Let's dive right into what's new since it's now Michigan's Magnificent 11. Talk a little bit about the latest edition, the 9-hole walking short course, Dune Bray, officially opens on Saturday, June 6th, which I'm sensing there might be a live show there. And I'm sure you and everyone at Boyne are very proud of the effort and what it offers.
Yeah, it received tremendous accolades as one of the best new 9-hole short courses last year whenever we did open it up for the full season. And, it's just very unique. You only have a handful of clubs. Shoes are optional. You can combine groups a little bit and play with bigger groups on there as long as you keep the pace of play. It takes about an hour to play it, maybe an hour and 15. And it's just a great, if you used to play 36 and now you play 18, but you're still wanting, but you don't really want to go play another 18. It's just a great opportunity. Or if you're only playing 18, play it in the morning as a warm-up and then go out and play 18 in the afternoon.
Dune translates into down into a valley. Bray translates in Scottish for hillside, and that's exactly what it is, because when Darla and I were there, that area that we stayed in was the ski lift, chairlift up the hill, and that's where the 9-hole course Dune Bray is built.
Yeah, to our knowledge, it's the only golf course actually built on an active ski hill. So that's why it's a little later. We made snow. We don't make as much there, but we made snow there, and we have to wait a little bit longer for it to melt or to ensure. If it really warms up and we have a really warm May, it'll open earlier, but we don't want to disappoint anybody and tell them it's going to open, earlier than that. So we're pretty comfortable that we know we're going to have all the snow going on the ski hill by that time.
Well, June 6th is the scheduled opener, and the cool thing about that is whoever is first out June 6th, they're the new course record holder, at least for a little while. And then
exactly.
The first hole-in-one is going to be a thrill, and then just playing the thing is going to be a thrill. Do you have a hole-in-one?
I do not personally. No, I've been close, and I think my longest sink in from a distance is I hit about a 145-yard approach shot over on links number 2 one time, but that's as close as I've come.
So now you have Dune Bray. Do you count it as a par 3? Do you count that as a hole-in-one? Because some guys are really traditional and are like, it's not a real course. It's like, and my opinion is look, you teed it up and you hit it into the hole. It's a hole-in-one.
Well, you're playing on a hillside, so
right.
You've got about a 22-degree average slope. Now, obviously the greens and the teeing areas are flat, but no, we count it as a hole-in-one. That whole play, there are holes that play up to 150 yards. That's the longest hole, and then there are holes that play as short as low 60s.
Another brilliant thing about Dune Bray is that it's lit. You can enjoy it into the evening, especially with the long days that Michigan has, but it's brilliant that it's lit up so people can enjoy it all day, all night.
Yeah, you could sit right on the patio, the slope side, right on the back side of the hotel. And, there's also a 27-hole putting area right there. So you can order dinner, play around on the putting area, have dinner, and then go out and play the short course.
And the short course is a 27-hole Himalayan putting course called the Backyard. It's an acre and a half. And Dune Bray and the Backyard are new designs from Michigander Ray Hearn. How has he chosen to lead this project?
We've been working away for a number of years, and it started when we talked about putting in the par 3, but then it just expanded well beyond that. The more that, our team, and specifically Bernie Friedrich, our former senior vice president, who now oversees design and redevelopment, now that he's retired, he and Ray just had they just really got along well and started looking at other things we could do. And it also led to us redoing 6 holes of the Ross course in the last 3 years. That's a memorial course designed after great Donald Ross holes all across the U.S. and even one from his hometown. And the more they worked together, the more we realized that their visions were the same, and the same with our owners, and Stephen Kircher from the Kircher family, that had the vision and the funding available to go ahead and make these improvements both at Dune Bray and on the Donald Ross Memorial Course.
Ken Griffin with us, Director of Golf Sales and Marketing at Boyne Golf. Go to BoyneGolf.com to book your stay and play. Follow them on social media on X at Boyne_golf. It looks like, too, with Dune Bray, that is it heather? Is it fescue? What is the grass that's in there that kind of separates the holes? It's really fascinating to look at it at the website.
It's a fescue. It really it really gives you separation. In fact, the only hole that you can see from down below, the only green, you can see flags, and you can see people from the knees up walking through the fescue. But the first green is the only green you can see from the bottom. Everything else is hidden both by the fescue and by the fact that it's built into the side of a hill. So it's just a very unique experience to play it and to watch people moving around on the course.
I was so happy to run into you down at the PGA Merchandise Show in Orlando this past January. What caught your eye on the show floor? What's your agenda while you're there?
Well, my agenda, we take a group of about 6 of us down there. Our buyers go down, and our current senior vice president, Josh Richter, goes down. Bernie, of course, goes down. We go down, and I go down for the marketing team. And, everybody has their own focus that they're looking for. A lot of networking going on, a lot of best practices, a lot of seminars, meeting a lot of, non-competitive but highly efficient courses. For me, I get down for the networking and marketing opportunities. We saw each other again at our PR company's has a dinner, and there's about 80 golf writers and content creators at that show. And if for nothing else, I go down for that because it's worthwhile to just make, reconnections as we did, and to maybe meet somebody that wasn't aware of us that wants to try and come in the following summer.
Is it kind of fascinating now with everything that goes on with social media, where before it's Facebook, it's Twitter, it's LinkedIn, it's a bunch of different things, where now you have content creators who are looking to get your message out? It certainly has exploded over the last few seasons.
Well, Chuck, we never called them content creators, but it was funny. About a year and a half ago, our chief marketing officer came to me on one of our calls, and he goes, I think you guys are ahead of the curve. And I'm like, why? And we work, with you, and we work with a number of media over here in Michigan and down in Chicago, and as well as writers and publications all over the U.S., any place that has an airport that flies in. And he goes, you're ahead of the curve, because he goes, 10 years ago, they didn't call them content creators or influencers, but he goes, these were the people that golfers listen to. That's why we're on shows. That's why we're in different publications. And we don't put our stories in publications that we write. Their writers come and visit us, and they tell our experience in their words. And, that, call it third person endorsement, but personal experiences from people you trust and friends are why people come to Boyne.
It's better too if they're friends and you trust them. That's a good combination to have. Ken Griffin with us, Director of Golf Sales and Marketing at Boyne Golf. Book your trip right now. Go to BoyneGolf.com to take part in the Magnificent 11. Talk a little bit too how important it is to be recognized. Accolades like USA Today recently, Golf Magazine, Forbes, Golf Digest, just to name a few. It's certainly a reflection of the dedication and passion of not only yourself but also of your team at Boyne.
Well, I say I've got the best job in the world, not only because I get to play great courses with great friends, but the job that our team does. I know on any given day that anybody I take out there, they don't have to have any special preparation. The courses are going to be in great shape, and that's why, just literally as recently as last Wednesday, USA Today, 10 best their Reader's Choice Awards named Boyne Golf the number 3 golf resort in the U.S. Golf Pass picked 4 of our courses in their top 25. Actually, we had 4 in the top 10 for top Michigan courses. And last year, USA Today, in that same poll, kind of different category, named us the number 1 golf destination in the U.S. So not only to have the awards, but to back them up year after year, and for Links Quarry to continually be rated a top 100 course. It goes to the dedication of those people that work hard to make a great presentation when somebody's on the course. I know our lodging teams and our culinary teams also work really hard to have a great experience. And, we also leverage hard the experience off our courses, because there's so many things to do locally, be it the lakeside towns of Petoskey or Harbor Springs or Boyne City, or take a short jaunt. It's less than an hour to get over on Mackinac Island, and kind of a different world over there. Wineries. It's your experience on the course and your experience off the course that make people keep coming back. And the people up there love living there, and they love sharing where they live with people to visit.
Okay, we talked about the culinary team for just a second. What do you think about Rory's Masters dinner? Have you seen that?
I want to be at that dinner. I didn't see anything on that dinner that I didn't really, really want. And in all honesty, that's the first one in a long time that I thought made a lot of sense, and I'd like to attend for the food.
Yeah, the Tuesday night dinner is going to be something else. As a Masters, who do you like as a winner?
I'm going to go out on a real limb here and say Scheffler.
That is quite the limb that you're on, my friend. It's quite a thick limb right there. It could be any one of the Michigan pines, oaks, or elms that are on any one of the golf courses there. That is a huge limb that you're out on, and I hope the best for you, my friend.
As long as he tees it off on day one, I think I got a really good shot.
Yeah, I think you're right, is it? I appreciate you as always taking the time. It's great fun. I haven't been there in a while. I promise I will come by, because I just love being there. It's amazing once you cross over, and it's just a complete relaxation and enjoyment of the property.
Thank you very, very much.
Talk to you soon, my friend. Ken Griffin with us, the Director of Golf Sales and Marketing at Boyne Golf. Go to BoyneGolf.com. Book your stay and play right now and take part in Michigan's Magnificent 11. Follow them on social media at Boyne_golf on X. All of our guests for Garbedian on Golf brought to you by Wild Rock Golf Club in the Wisconsin Dells. It's an amazing golf experience. Stay ahead of the game. Download the Wild Rock mobile app. Wild Rock mobile app packed with features and also specials that you're going to find only available on the app. So download now on any device and enjoy yourself with the Wild Rock experience. Book your tee time online today at wildrockgolf.com. wildrockgolf.com. Located just 35 miles northwest of downtown Milwaukee in the scenic Kettle Moraine. That's where you find Erin Hills, providing a championship golf experience in a comfortable setting. By day or by night, under the lights, be sure to experience the exceptional drumlin putting course, and you can enjoy seasonal green fees right now. Tee times that are still available. Also, it's never too early to pre-book your 2027 visit to stay and play at Erin Hills. Go to erinhills.com for more information. Once again, erinhills.com. Milwaukee County Golf has 13 courses to choose from. That means that there's an ideal course for every avid golfer. Milwaukee County golf courses run the gamut from fun to championship and everything in between. Tee it up today at mke.golf, and all Wisconsin residents eligible to participate in the Parks Players Discount Program. Slice up to 50% off of your green fee every time you play. For program information, go to mke.golf. At Ironwood Golf Course, there are no worries, none. Ironwood Golf Course sits on 275 acres of rolling terrain in Sussex, Wisconsin. and it presents 27 challenging holes for avid golfers of all abilities. Find out more about the Kello, the Meath, and the Burr Nines at Ironwood Golf Course. Make your Ironwood tee time. Go to ironwoodgolfcourse.com. Coming up in just a little bit, we're going to talk to Mike James, the general manager at Century World. Coming up next, Jonathan Lavoie is going to join us from Lavoie and Kim to talk a little bit about Tiger Woods and so much more, because this is Garbedian on Golf, broadcasting live from the Wisconsin Sports Radio Network studios, powered by the Potawatomi Sportsbook. Steve Stricker, TPC Wisconsin, the PGA Tour champions, set to host the award-winning American Family Insurance Championship June 5th through the 7th in Madison. For more information on the 2026 AmFam Championship, go to amfamchampionship.com. You love finding hidden gems for a golf getaway? Your next great discovery, the French Lick Resort, Pete Dye and Donald Ross courses. They've been ranked 1 and 2 in Indiana for 11 years in a row by Golf Week. Plus, you can hit the casino and the sports book, live dealer, table games. There's a ton of ways to play down at the French Lick Resort. Go to FrenchLick.com to get started on a getaway of your own. Think French Lick for your next road trip. FrenchLick.com. Must be 21 to enter the casino. Gambling problem? Call 800-9-WITH-IT or text INGAMB to 53342. Titleist, the number one ball in golf. The latest generation of the Titleist driver technology, GTS, is now on tour. Titleist continues to be the most played driver on the PGA Tour, and now players are getting their first look at GTS technology. Superior performance when it matters most. At every level of competitive golf, Titleist is the number one ball in golf. Go to Titleist.com for more information. FootJoy, the number one shoe in golf, the number one glove in golf. Take advantage of the 2026 season starter at FootJoy.com. Buy 5 gloves of either the Pure Touch Limited or the Stay Softs, and you get the 6th glove for free. FootJoy, the preferred choice of avid golfers of all abilities. Do yourself a favor. Feel the joy. Trust and performance when they matter most. FootJoy, the number one shoe in golf, the number one glove in golf. Learn more at FootJoy.com. It is the multi-award-winning Garbedian on Golf. Joining us on the program from Kim and Lavoie, please welcome one of my all-time favorites. It's Jonathan Lavoie. Jonathan, my friend, good morning. How are you?
Hello, it's great to be here.
You know, I'll tell you this. If you get a phone call, and hopefully it's from us, you got to talk about certain things. You know something's going on. This is what's going on right now. You had to be somewhere. I mean, I would think so, as a legal professional, you're looking at this going, what happened? And then you start looking at what happened. And I would think of you've probably seen more depositions on tape than anybody. But when you see one that goes, I was just talking to the president. I mean, come on. When that happens.
Yeah, Chuck, this was a crazy situation.
Yes.
I mean, first of all, Tiger's been in 4 motor vehicle accidents since 2009. He's previously been charged with a DUI. And then you think a person like Tiger would have a driver, right? You just can't believe he's still driving himself around.
Right.
And then you throw in the business of, hey, wait, I'm just talking to the president. It blew my mind when I watched the video of the field sobriety testing and the arrest.
If you put that up on some program somewhere, whether it was on just pick any streaming service, people would go, there is no way that happened. And yet it did right in front. When the body cam video came out, you're like, this is must-watch TV right here.
I've watched it several times. It was definitely must-watch TV.
By all accounts, early reports, TW was very measured in his answers. And when the Florida Sheriff's Office held their press conference, you could feel that this wasn't going to be, hey, he's famous. He's in the neighborhood. He lives down the road from where the accident took place. They were very, for the most part, by the book and referenced the law more than once and how they follow it in Florida. From all indications, it's fascinating to me that this has really kind of escalated and moved so quickly, is that now he's out of the country because he's looking to do some sort of rehab. Is that kind of a preemptive strike to get ahead of this?
Yeah, I think anytime somebody gets arrested for something like this, I think the first inclination is maybe to take some self-reflection into account and maybe get some help. It's clear that Tiger can't get, I think, good help here in the United States just because of privacy concerns of who he is. And he asked the judge for permission to leave the country to go to counseling, and the judge approved that. And I think that makes sense. Whether he's guilty or not guilty, it's clear that Tiger is probably not well, and getting some help wherever that might be is probably in his best interest.
Let me ask you this just from a legal perspective. Do you find it interesting that for alcohol, he blew 000, but the officers felt that he was impaired, that they thought he was glassy, they thought he was sleepy, they thought he was sweating a lot, they thought he was slurred when he spoke, but he wasn't under the influence of alcohol, but he was under the influence of something?
Yeah, Chuck, in my practice, I do hundreds of impaired driving cases a year. Many of them are based on medicine or pills. So this is very common in my world. Many people are impaired by things other than alcohol. In this case, they believe he's probably impaired by prescription medicine. We know he had some pills in his pocket, But what's interesting here in this set of facts is we will never know what was actually in his body because he refused to submit to the test.
And that is something legally he can do, but there are consequences that go along with that.
Yeah, what's crazy about Florida law is the law just changed, and Tiger is very unlucky. Prior to this law change, just I think it was about a year ago, it was just an administrative action if you refuse to submit to a test. But now in Florida, if you refuse, they charge you with a misdemeanor, which is a criminal offense. So Tiger's actually facing the potential of jail time simply by refusing to submit a urine sample.
Jonathan Lavoie with us from the law firm of Kim and Lavoie. Find out more if you need them at kimandlavoie.com. What's next? What's coming down the road?
So he's got an arraignment on May 5th, which is just kind of the initial time he appears before the court. But the court has allowed his attorney to appear for him. So he'll probably not attend court. He'll probably be out of the country in rehab. His attorney will appear for him, will likely enter a denial or a plea of not guilty. And then really what happens in a case like this is the attorneys see if there's a negotiation that can be reached, like a plea bargain. If that happens, then the case may resolve. If they don't reach a plea bargain, this case could potentially go to trial.
If it does go to trial, when would that be? In the next 6 months, in the next year? Does it happen sooner, later? How does that work?
Yeah, the court scheduling is a great mystery, Chuck. I would say in a typical situation, within a few months would be pretty normal, but this is not a normal case. So I would expect that if we're going to have a trial, it's going to be several months from now. And if there was a trial, Tiger would be there and could potentially testify, and it would be a pretty significant event.
My friend, I appreciate you taking the time this morning and adding a little depth to the story as we go forward with this. We'll do it again down the road, but enjoy the rest of your weekend, my friend. Thank you.
My pleasure. Thanks for having me.
Jonathan Lavoie with us from Kim and Lavoie, the law firm there. Go to kimandlavoie.com should you ever happen to need them. Hopefully you do not. 13 miles west of Escanaba in Michigan's scenic Upper Peninsula, it's the Island Resort and Casino, one of the Midwest premier golf, casino, and entertainment resort destinations. The new 9-hole Cedar course that's going to feature preview rounds in July of 2026, booking with packages in 2027. Cedar complements the 2 Midwest award-winning championship golf courses out at Sweetgrass and Sage Run. You're going to find your total experience at the island. Go to islandresort.com for more information. PGA Tour Superstore, the official golf retailer of the multi-award-winning Garbedian on Golf. Find everything you need and or want for your golf game at PGA Tour Superstore, 18550 West Blue Mountain Road in Brookfield. Putting, driving, junior boot camps, it's all there. The PGA Tour Superstore. Find the most popular brands, experience exceptional service, enjoy the best that the great game of golf has to offer. PGA Tour Superstore in Brookfield, 18550 West Blue Mountain Road, or go to PGATourSuperstore.com. You can join the Wisconsin State Golf Association and make your next round count. It's only $50, and then you receive your official handicap index along with other great benefits. Find out more. Go to WSGA.org. For the Wisconsin PGA, golf is more than just a game. It's a lifelong journey. The Wisconsin PGA, leaders in Wisconsin junior golf. Join them on the links this season. Their mission is to promote the great game of golf by providing positive opportunities, enjoyment, and education to Wisconsin junior golfers and their families. Learn more. Reach out to a PGA professional near you or visit WiskJuniorGolf.com. You can get your golf on at the Broadlands in North Prairie, a beautiful 18-hole Rick Jacobson design. It's a must-play every golfing season. Broadlands Golf Course in North Prairie, Wisconsin. Plan your outing, join the league, book your tee time. You can do it all by just simply visiting broadlandsgolfclub.com. It is the multi-award-winning Garbedian on Golf. Coming up next, Mike James, the general manager at Century World, as we broadcast live from the Wisconsin Sports Radio Network studios, powered by Potawatomi Sportsbook. All guests for Garbedian on Golf, brought to you by Wild Rock Golf Club in the Wisconsin Dells. It's an amazing golf experience. Stay ahead of the game. Download the Wild Rock mobile app. Wild Rock mobile app packed with features and also specials that you're going to find only available on the app. Download now to any device and enjoy the Wild Rock experience. Book your tee time online today at wildrockgolf.com. That's wildrockgolf.com. Henry Flocks in West Dallas. That's where quality service and hospitality always the special of the day. Enjoy the all-new shuttle service to Brewers, Bucks, Admirals games, as well as concerts and special events. Henry Flocks, 92nd and National in West Dallas. For more information, visit henryflock.com. This season, play the home of Wisconsin golf at the Eagle Springs Golf Resort. Founded in 1893, Eagle Springs Golf Resort, the 19th ranked course in the state of Wisconsin. Eagle Springs Golf Resort. For more information and make a tee time explore, visit eaglespringsgolfresort.com. Attention parents of junior golfers, you can purchase a junior membership for fun all summer long at Moore Downs Golf Course in Waukesha for just $225. Juniors age 10 to 17 can enjoy unlimited golf Monday through Friday anytime. Valid from opening day through the last official open date of the season. Check it all out at golfwaukeshacounty.com. It is the multi-award-winning Garbedian on Golf on just another beautiful day here in the state of Wisconsin. Absolutely pristine for play. It's amazing how nice it is, isn't it? Yeah, okay. Oh, well, talk it into existence. It's the original, exceptional golf experience in the state of Wisconsin. Century World in Stevens Point, Wisconsin is a facility like none other and well worth the travel time to enjoy. Bring a group, decompress, tee it up, stay a night or two. At Century World, you can do all of that and more. And here to talk more about Century World and what it has to offer avid golfers of all abilities, please welcome to the show one of my all-time favorites from Stevens Point, the general manager of Century World, our good friend, Mike James. Mikey Mike, how are you, my friend?
Chuck, you are a multi-award winner in my heart, in our hearts. So great. Chuck, great to hear from you.
How are things up there in Stevens Point? It has been a wild spring down on this side of the state. I would imagine it's also probably more of the same up there. Do you still have snow?
No snow, but we got hit with a lot of ice, actually. So everything right now is like the trees are covered with a layer of ice, although the roads have been okay. So kind of a weird situation, but it's been a crazy late winter for us.
Yes, it has been. But the cool thing is the building that you have there and everything that it has to offer, from the pro shop to PJ's, which is the eatery inside the building, to the courts where you have you can hit golf balls at a range. You can be in a simulator. You can play pickleball. You can play tennis. You can do everything. You can always stay active with everything that there is at Century World. And when you want a little staycation, you can just stay at the inn at Century World. It is the total package there.
Yeah, why not just take up residence there?
Yes,
you got everything at your fingertips, and it's quite nice, if I do say so. And it does help. I tell you, the field house, with pickleball and tennis and volleyball leagues and simulator leagues, as you mentioned, it is a way to escape the winter and get out of the house, little cabin fever.
Mm-hmm.
So we are very active during the winter, believe it or not.
No, I would believe that considerably. Mike James with us, the general manager at Century World. Go to centuryworld.com to see all of the latest and greatest there. Also, follow them on social media on X at Century World. All of our guests, courtesy of Wild Rock Golf Club in the Wisconsin Dells, a spectacular Herdston Fry design. Wild Rock Golf Club. Learn more, book your tee time. Go to wildrockgolf.com. Talk a little bit about the origins of Century World, what it means to the great game of golf, not only in Wisconsin, but around the country.
Yeah, I mean, Century World is kind of an interesting entity as compared to a lot of other golf courses, being owned by a large insurance company. That's Century Insurance. It was the first destination golf course in the state of Wisconsin. And, that was built, we were built and opened in 1982. And, that was the thing. I mean, it was a very high end, I think it was the number one new public golf course in the country at the time it opened. And it's just gotten more and more accolades. Of course, we've tweaked it a few times as of late, actually. And, it's just gotten more and more momentum. It's always stayed in the limelight. But, here as of late, we're, hosting major championships, and the golf course is is quite good, and people really enjoy the experience.
Well, Century World has a special relationship with the United States Golf Association. In 2028, it'll be the U.S. Senior Women's Open. In 2034, the U.S. Senior Open again for the men. Take a moment and talk about the plans for Century World in 2027 and beyond, because there's a lot of changes coming, and they're all for the better.
Yeah, there really is. I mean, this is an exciting period, and you mentioned the 2 championships that are upcoming. So 2026, we'll start there. The golf course will remain open as normal. We're opening May 29th, and we'll stay open through September 30th. But at that point, we're actually shutting down and starting to renovate. So we're going to go through a construction process, a project, starting even this fall, where we're going to, really redo a good amount of things, and I can go through the list, but that will carry on all through 2027, and then we plan to reopen, in 2028. But the reason for the renovation is there have been a little, when you get to this level, Chuck, when you're at a championship golf level course, everything matters. And what we've learned over the years in hosting a couple championships, there are a few things that we're going to tweak, and then there are things that we're going to tweak that we've always wanted to tweak. For example, we're going to add a berm all along I-39. For those of you who know holes 10, 11, 12, 13 along the interstate, you could see and you could hear the cars go by. We're actually berming all that area to try to eliminate all of that. So you will not be able to see the interstate. You'll be able to hear it a little bit, but it'll be dampened, no doubt.
Sure.
But it's all a lot of little things, which, by the way, don't cost a little. But it's a lot of little things that we're tweaking to make sure that our day-to-day golfers and our championships really have an exceptional experience.
Mike James with us, general manager at Century World. Go to centuryworld.com for more information. Follow them on social media on X at Century World. Talk a little bit, too, about the commitment that Century Chairman and CEO Pete McPartland has to the great game of golf, and also to Century World, because really it's him spearheading a lot of things and giving the freedom and the opportunity for you to do your thing to make everything kind of work together.
Yeah, it's been absolutely incredible to work for Pete McPartland. John Jonas got a lot of accolades building Century World back in the early 80s, as he should have gotten, and was built to the very high standards at the time. What's remarkable about this, and I wasn't absolutely there in the beginning, Century World, although I worked there in the late 80s, the commitment that we have today and over the past 10, 12 years with Pete McPartland as the CEO and chairman of Century Insurance is a commitment to excellence in everything. As I mentioned, everything matters, and he understands that. So when you're talking about if you're in the top 5% of maintained golf courses, the conditioning of the top 5% of all the courses in the country, to go from 5% to the 4th%, it's not that you just have to spend or commit only 1 more percent. It's another 25 or 30%, and then to go from 4 to 3. And at no point when we're talking about creating Century World and talking about Century World and managing it and tweaking it, at no point is there a question about the commitment to excellence. And so having somebody at the helm of the insurance company who understands that, and understands that this is not just Century World serves a lot of different people. Of course, it serves the Century Insurance Company, from clients coming in and out. It serves the general public and the destination golfers, which we really have attracted, the local community. I mean, it serves a lot of people. And to be able to put that product out there with the way we can do it is it's exceptional. And I give an incredible amount of credit to Pete and his vision, and it's just a lot of fun to manage Century World as a result.
My friend, I appreciate you taking the time. As always, the season begins May 29th. It's going to be here before you know it and run through September 30th. And we all know, everyone who's involved in the golf business just knows this. It goes so fast when you're in the middle of it. But I appreciate you taking the time before you get going, and I'm looking forward to coming up and experiencing Century World, my friend.
Looking forward to it, Chuck.
Always a pleasure. Mike James with us, general manager of Century World. Go to centuryworld.com for more information. Follow them on social media on X at Century World. Steve Stricker, TPC Wisconsin PGA Tour champions. They're set to host the award-winning American Family Insurance Championship that happens June 5th through the 7th in Madison. More information, go to amfamchampionship.com. French Lick is more than just a great name in the hometown of Larry Bird. It's a bucket list golf destination. You got to play to believe. French Lick Resort, home to championship courses by Pete Dye and Donald Ross. Book your visit right now to French Lick. Go to FrenchLick.com to get your trip on the books. FrenchLick.com. You have to be 21 to enter the casino. If there's a gambling problem, call 800-9-WITH-IT or text ING-AMB to 53342. The latest generation of Titleist driver technology is the GTS, which is now on tour. It's superior performance when it matters most at every level of competitive golf. Titleist is the number one ball in golf. Go to Titleist.com for more information. FootJoy, the number one shoe in golf, the number one glove in golf. Buy 5 gloves of either the Pure Touch Limited or the Stay Soft. You'll get a 6th glove for free. Do yourself a favor and feel the joy. Learn more at footjoy.com. Tap In Golf Bar in Waukesha and Sussex, open all season long. They offer the best in indoor golf. No slow play. Climate control, no lost golf balls. It's all to go along with a fully stocked beverage center and some great food. The Tap In Golf Bar in Waukesha and Sussex. Find out more at tapingolfbar.com. Want to thank Ken Griffin for coming on the program in the first hour. Also, Jonathan Lavoie from Kim and Lavoie, and Mike James, the general manager at Century World. Coming up after the top of the hour, Alan Shipnuck is going to join us, the author of the new Rory book that's coming out. Also, Andy Guerin will be with us, the golf services manager at the Milwaukee County Parks. It is all that and so much more coming your way. We have so much to do during the course of the show. I can't begin to tell you how hard we're working back here. Charlie Houston is doing a great job keeping everything on the rails.
I do what I can.
If you weren't here, this would just be, we would be Tiger Woods on the side of the road. We would be upside down, calling Trump, asking him what to do.
I think you would have gotten handled. Don't
Watching
worry.
him break the glass in my vehicle and the whole thing.
Gotta believe in yourself.
I do. I'm a believer. I can't help it. More coming your way. It is Garbedian on Golf, broadcasting live from the Wisconsin Sports Radio Network studios, powered by the Potawatomi Sportsbook.
From the tee to the fairway to the green. From the PGA to the LPGA to the Live Golf Tour. If it's golf related, Chuck Garbedian will discuss it. It's time to tee it up for the award-winning Garbedian on Golf Show on the Wisconsin Sports Radio Network.
It is the multi-award-winning Garbedian on Golf here on a beautiful spring day in the state of Wisconsin. Our show sponsors include the Wild Rock Golf Club at the Wilderness Resort, the American Family Insurance Championship, Sweetgrass and Sage Run at the Island Resort, PGA Tour Superstore, Erin Hills, Titleist, FootJoy, the French Lick Resort, the Wisconsin State Golf Association, the Wisconsin PGA, Eagle Springs Golf Resort, the Waukesha County Parks Department, Henry Flock Steakhouse, the Milwaukee County Parks Department, Ironwood Golf Course in Sussex, Old Fashioned Golf, the Tap In Golf Bar in Sussex and Waukesha, and also Broadlands Golf Course, a must-play Rick Jacobson design in North Prairie. All guests are courtesy of Wild Rock Golf Club in the Wisconsin Dells, a spectacular Herdsden Fry design. You can book your must-play tee time at wildrockgolfclub.com. This hour of the show brought to you by the Island Resort and Casino in Northern Michigan, home of Sweetgrass, Sage Run, and coming soon, Cedar Championship Golf at its finest, as well as first-rate accommodations. Book your trip at islandresort.com. Now, when I give you the thumbs up, that meant, is Alan there? That's what I was looking for.
Yes, Alan is there. My bad.
No, you're fine. Charlie Houston and I are working out hand signals. It's kind of exciting. I don't know how exciting it really is. Let's put it this way. I'm not a huge reader when it comes to books. My son Benjamin is. Darla's great at it. However, I am an avid reader when there is an author whose work I admire and enjoy. There is a new book coming out shortly from Simon & Schuster that's authored by Alan Shipnuck, and it's entitled Rory, The Heartache and Triumph of Golf's Most Human Superstar. Here to talk more about his most recent literary effort, as well as the great game of golf. Please welcome to the show one of my all-time favorites, the lovely and talented, it is the author himself, Alan Shipnuck. Alan, my friend, how are you?
Well, after that introduction, I'm doing great. I mean, you can keep going. I'm happy with the flattery.
It's when it's the truth, it's really easy to do. How are things on your end of the universe? Are you traveling a lot? You doing a lot heading into this upcoming Masters?
Yeah, there's been a lovely amount of interest around the books. I've had a couple conversations like this, although I'm sure that this will be elevated in its
volume,
intellectual firepower. But yeah, it's fun talking about the book. When you spend 2 years of your life on something, it's nice when people are interested. So, but yeah, I'm heading to Augusta soon, and I'll be at all the majors. I'll be at the President's Cup. Just getting into the heart of the golf season now.
How did this book come to be? Did you search it out? Did it search you out? How did it come about in your universe?
Well, it's almost 20 years in the making, really. I remember the first time I ever saw Rory McIlroy swing a golf club. It was the 2007 Open Championship. He was still an amateur, and he had the crazy curls and he had the baby fat, and he didn't really look like a jock, put it that way. But
right.
Then when he swung the club, it was so dynamic. I mean, people on the range, like hardened professionals, were stopping what they were doing just to watch, because this was a different era. I mean, speed was not king like it is now, and but he was already launched the ball insane distances for someone who's only 5'8" tall. And so that made impression. And I've always followed Rory. He's really fun to write about. And I don't want to spoil too much, but like when, the book begins, I'm on a private jet with Rory flying across China. And when he signed his big Nike deal, I was in Abu Dhabi when it got announced. So I've been tracking him his whole career. And but my last book was called Live and Let Die. It kind of gets into this war between the PGA Tour and Live Golf, and of course Rory was at the center of that, and he was such a important figure in that story, in that book, and I just found myself increasingly drawn to Rory. I mean, as he's become more interesting, probably more polarizing, certainly more outspoken, and so I guess the book sort of happened to me, and but I started working on it in the spring of 2024, and then obviously him winning the Masters and the way he did it just kind of supercharged the whole thing.
Alan Shipnook with us, the author of the new Rory book called Rory, the Heartache and Triumph of Golf's Most Human Superstar. It's out from Simon & Schuster. It's available wherever you purchase fine books, and this is one of the fine books you must add to your library, my friends. When I'm reading this thing, it's fascinating to learn about him, and certain things that have taken place and have gone through. I didn't know the altercation on the range took place, especially it had to be kind of shocking to you when he walked over to you and you weren't expecting it. And you were talking with his manager about something that you'd already agreed upon. It was like, wow, this guy's kind of wound differently. And I'm sure you've known that for a long time, but it's kind of interesting for people, I'm sure, to see it for the first time.
Yeah, I mean, Rory has a lot of polish, but deep down, he's like this working class kid from outside of Belfast, and
right.
There's still an edge in there. There's still a flintiness, and I mean, you saw it in the car park in Rome at the Ryder Cup.
Yep.
He was ready to brawl with the entire U.S. team, and so it's hidden and it's well disguised, but it's in there, and so yeah, people always want to know on a book like this, what was the subject's involvement? And so I went to Rory a few times, asked if he would sit for interviews for the book, and he thought about it. He ultimately declined, and I mean, that's fine. That's his prerogative.
Sure.
But fast forward to Oakmont, the U.S. Open. It's Friday. He's about to tee off in around 30 minutes. And so I was talking to his manager, and Roy looks back at me, and a minute later, he looks back again, and then he kind of wheels around, and he bellows. And there's a packed grandstand behind me. There's NBC cameras everywhere, and this is, I'm sure, a family audience. We can't say exactly what he said, but he hurled an F-bomb at me, and told me to F off, and myself and his manager were so shocked, we just kind of froze. And so after a second or two, he did it again, and so 2 days later, I waited for him in the parking lot because I wanted to have a philosophical discussion about what had happened and around the book. And I just asked him, why are you so upset?
Yeah, what is that about?
Why has this book gotten in your head so much? And we had a lot of back and forth, but the crux of it was, he said, it pisses me off that you're making money off my name, but it's not really about money. It's about control, because a guy in Rory's station in the sporting world, he has total control over his life and his public image, but he knew he wasn't going to have that kind of control over this book, and that's unsettling for him. But as I told him then, and I believe strongly now that it's done, like it's really a feel good story. It's a balanced portrait of a pretty complex person, and he's had some controversy in his business life and his love life, and that's all in the book. And there's certainly he's made his mistakes on the golf course, away from the golf, and it's all in there, because a book like this, you have to have the totality of the human. But ultimately, I think Rory's an admirable person. I think he's lived his life in the spotlight with a lot of grace, and so that's really the tone of the book. The Phil Mickelson biography was very controversial. Live and Let Die was kind of overheated. I wanted this book to have a different feel, and I really think it does. It's he's had an incredible journey from this very economically disadvantaged family in this war-torn land, and all the way to the green jacket. It's something to celebrate, and I think that's the feeling of the book.
Alan Shipnook with us, the author of the new Rory book, The Heartache and Triumph of Golf's Most Human Superstar. I can't recommend it enough for you. It's through Simon & Schuster. Pick it up wherever you get your golf books. This is your 10th book. Was that a goal for you to be like the Bo Derek number 10? This is my 10th book. This is it. Do you have any idea how many more books you have inside of you? Do they burble up at some point? Do you have an idea? Do you get inspiration from any place?
I can't concentrate on the question because now I'm thinking about Bo Derek.
I know. I kind of want to throw you a little bit.
No, I mean, my dream in life was to write one book.
No?
When I always wanted to be a sports writer. I knew that when I was in middle school. And as I started down this path, I mean, I was more starstruck by the writers than the athletes. Like when I met Jim Murray of the LA Times, that was a much bigger deal to me than meeting Jack Nicklaus.
Yep.
And, Dan Jenkins meant way more to me than, Tiger Woods. And like those are my gods. And I read every book. And so, yeah, it's humbling and sort of amazing to me that this is now my 10th one, but it's just, that's just how life works out. Sometimes you get to live your dreams. So, yes, I have more in me for sure. I mean, I'm only 52. I'm not that old. I am a dinosaur. I mean, I came up before the internet, before cell phones. Like I caught the glory years of print at Sports Illustrated.
Yep.
But, so yeah, I mean, it's a passion, it's a joy. It's also how I feed my family. So there will be more books, but
Sure.
Mostly they're just so much fun to do. I mean, as this job has changed a lot and everything, and life all around us just gets faster and more chaotic and more disposable. And just to lose myself into a book is so much fun, and it's so satisfying. The books are forever. It's neat that I was just talking this with one of my kids, and they said, it's weird that my kids and their kids can read these books and they'll hear your voice and know what you were like. I said, yeah, it's cool. So, writers never really retire. Hopefully, on my deathbed, I'll finish the last sentence of the last chapter of my last book because they're just too much fun. I'm certainly going to keep going.
And it'll just say the end at the end of that last one.
Be very dramatic.
Yes, extremely in italicized print and large type. With Tiger Woods in the news for all the wrong reasons, two things. One, your thoughts on where he is now and what's next for him. And then two, the relationship that you outlined in the book with Rory and Tiger and where that might be now, because certainly you in the book, it references Rory's admiration and he just admires Tiger in so many different ways. And then this is kind of interesting because it looks like he tries to learn from Tiger and some of the mistakes that Tiger has made or some of the ways Tiger has carried himself. He's certainly a different cat than Tiger is.
Yeah, for sure. Tiger, it's just melancholy. It's this guy brought us so much joy watching him play golf. It was the thrill of a lifetime for every sports fan to see Tiger at the height of his powers. And I had a very intimate view. I mean, I was between the ropes for all his wins, and there was nothing like it. And now it's been a decade and a half of just decline, scandal and arrests and addiction, and the way he's tarnished his legacy, the way he's hurt himself, hurt his fans, and let down the golf world, let down the sports world. It's just a bummer. I mean, the fact he's not going to be the President's Cup captain now and all that stuff, it's a human tragedy for Tiger and for his family and the people who love him. Like that's the overarching takeaway for me is it's just this guy is just struggling, and it doesn't matter how much fame or money you have. Like addiction is a really nasty thing, and I'm sure all of us know people in our lives who've struggled with it, and it's just hard to watch his self-destructive decline. I mean, but it does have a larger effect. He was going to be the Ryder Cup captain, and it hadn't been announced, but it was basically a done deal, and so it throws that into disarray. And once again, Team USA is at this structural disadvantage. I mean, Europe, they're just humming along. They're this machine with continuity, and Luke Donald's coming back yet again. And when the U.S. doesn't even have a captain,
right.
The Ryder Cup's not that far away.
Nope.
Like Tiger has just messed it all up for everybody. And, he's been running the tour in sort of the de facto way on this as the chairman of this future competitions committee. And now that's a mess. So it's incredibly selfish. He's lucky he hasn't hurt himself or somebody else, but it does have these ripples in the sport that are unfortunate. And it's just a really sad story. Rory was in 2009 when Tiger's life started going sideways. Rory was just emerging as a young, talented, globetrotting golfer, and he got to watch Tiger's whole decline and downfall. And Tiger was his hero and his role model, and in some ways still is. But I think Rory observed and he took in all these lessons about how to live in the spotlight. And it's part of Rory's charm is that he really has been the anti-Tiger. Tiger was was kind of awkward in the spotlight. He was terrible in press conference. He never said anything of value or note. He was, his inner self was this kind of well-guarded fortress. And Rory somehow has been open and engaging and intellectually curious, and he just has a human touch. He's an extrovert, unlike Tiger, and he likes people. He likes the attention, and he moves through the world with a grace and a comfort that's so different than Tiger. And so it's part of why Rory's just everywhere he goes. He spreads kind of joy on and off the golf course, and it's incredible. Obviously the last 30 years, the three biggest stars are Tiger, Rory, and Phil Mickelson, and two of them, their lives have just been derailed by scandal, by addiction, by vice. And here's Rory. He's just such an appealing character. And so it's definitely something that should be celebrated. I mean, it's not just in golf, but all of sports. Like when these guys reach this level of stardom, it's so challenging to stay normal. But Rory has retained that, and that's just a huge part of his appeal. He's just this pleasant person from the Irish island, and it makes him, he lets people into his heart. That's why the Masters victory was so impactful, because we've been on this journey with him for all these years, and we've seen him suffer, and we've seen his vulnerability. He's not a machine like Tiger was. He'll lose tournaments, he'll blow tournaments, and but he'll take it on the chin, but he keeps going. And so when he finally breaks through at Augusta last year, the emotional impact of that win, I talked to a lot of people in the game who had like real tears watching Rory win. And it wasn't about golf. It was about this person who, did something much more relatable. He's a superhuman golfer, but he's this sort of this flawed competitor. And to see him overcome his fears and to never give up on himself, and like to chase his dreams, like that's so relatable no matter what you do in life. And so, yeah, it was, for me, it was fun to write a book that had that feeling around it, because, the Phil story, the Tiger story, like they're messy and they're in some ways disappointing. But, Rory's tale at this point is really more about triumph than anything else.
Alan Shipnuck with us, the author of the new Rory book, The Heartache and Triumph of Golf's Most Human Superstar, available from Simon & Schuster, wherever you pick up fine books. This would be, I'm an idea guy, and I come up with that ideas. And in thinking about this would be a lot of heavy lifting for you. But if you were going to do another book or two or three, one would be a Phil Mickelson biography. The next would be a Tiger Woods biography. And the third would be a Greg Norman biography. I would buy the early rights to all of those just to watch you do whatever you do with them, because I so enjoy how you write and what you put down on paper. It's awesome. I've read the book twice since I've received it, because it's just so much fun to read, and you get so much more out of it when you go through it again and again and again. And I can't tell you enough how much I really appreciate you coming on always. But going forward, the one thing I really needed to know from you is, how do you become a 22 inductee of the Salinas Valley Sports Hall of Fame? Do you get a jacket for that? Do you get a plaque? What do you get?
You actually get a little medal with a ribbon on it that you're supposed to wear at the dinner every year. It's kind of fun. And so I did play high school basketball, and my team did win a championship, and I might have had 18 rebounds in one game.
Wow.
It's not a big deal. It's not about me, but I basically got in because of my contributions, on the keyboard. And so that was the whole point of my speech. I said, when I had to get up and give my speech, it's like, do sports writers deserve to be in an athletic Hall of Fame? We're telling stories. We're not actually out there on the field. I have mixed feelings about it, but ultimately, so much of sports, so much enjoyment of it is being a fan and learning about the athletes and debating what it all means and exchanging opinions and ideas. And, the storytellers, the writers, like, we are a part of the whole ecosystem. So I said, I'm still not sure if I deserve to be in the Hall of Fame, but I'll take it. So that's, we've had some decent athletes come out of Salinas Valley. We've had guys who played professionally in all the big sports, et cetera. But it's not quite like the World Golf Hall of Fame, put it that way.
Well, but it's got an award-winning author on it, which I'm all for 100%, my friend.
Yeah.
I appreciate you taking the time as always. I look forward to the next effort. All the best, and whatever I can do to help you, please don't be a stranger. If you need anything, reach out.
No, on the contrary, you've already been a huge help, and call me anytime. This is a great chat, so thank you, Chuck. I appreciate it.
All the best. Alan Shipnuck with us, the author of the new Rory book, Rory, The Heartache and Triumph of Golf's Most Human Superstar, available from Simon & Schuster. Get it wherever you pick up fine books. If you have an opportunity, add it to your golf library. You will not be disappointed at all. All of our guests for Garbedian on Golf, brought to you by the Wild Rock Golf Club in the Wisconsin Dells, an amazing golf experience, and you can stay ahead of the game by downloading the Wild Rock mobile app. The Wild Rock mobile app, packed with features, and you're going to find specials only available on the app. Download it now to any device. Enjoy the Wild Rock experience. Book your tee time online today at wildrockgolf.com. wildrockgolf.com. Henry Flocks in West Dallas. That's where quality service and hospitality are always a special of the day. And Henry Flocks, a casual neighborhood steakhouse, delicious food, and an exceptional bar. And Henry Flocks is the perfect spot for a post-round beverage with over 40 martinis, ice cream drinks, and specialty cocktails. So much to enjoy. Henry Flocks, 92nd and National in West Dallas. For more information, visit henryflock.com. This season, you can play the home of Wisconsin golf at the Eagle Springs Golf Resort, which was founded in 1893. Eagle Springs Golf Resort, listed as one of the first 100 clubs established in the United States by the USGA. Eagle Springs Golf Resort, a sixth-generation family-owned facility. For more information to make a tee time at Explore, go to eaglespringsgolfresort.com. Attention, parents of junior golfers, purchase a junior membership for fun all summer long at Moore Downs Golf Course. For just $225, juniors ages 10 to 17 can enjoy unlimited golf Monday through Friday anytime. It's valid from the opening day through the last official open date of the season. Check it all out at golfwaukeshacounty.com. It is the multi-award-winning Garbedian on Golf, broadcasting live from the Wisconsin Sports Radio Network studios, powered by the Potawatomi Sportsbook. Eric Gitter checked in. Always happy to hear from Git. 275.928 Kelvin this morning. And he wrote in, grab an umbrella and your rain sweater. Do you have a rain sweater? Is there such a thing as a rain sweater? I don't think I have one either.
That sounds like a British or UK thing.
He's very English.
Yeah.
He's very sophisticated, Eric Gitter.
Makes sense.
I don't know why he thinks he is, but he is. Steve Stricker, TPC Wisconsin, the PGA Tour champions. They're set to host the award-winning American Family Insurance Championship. That happens June 5th through the 7th in Madison. Book your tickets right now. Get all the information for the 2026 AmFam Championship. Go to amfamchampionship.com. That was kind of surprising out of the clear blue that Stricker had a hip replacement.
Yeah, pretty insane. And to think that
out of clear blue, like no, he had a neck thing that they had they'd done surgery on. Nobody mentioned, and then all of a sudden Izzy was doing a thing with Rob Hernandez, and it was like, oh yeah, how's your dad doing? Oh, he's hobbling around, but you know the hip replacement was good. I'm sorry, what? At that point, all the dishes fall out of the cabinet. You're like, what was it?
Well, I mean, as you get older, things just start to happen sometimes.
Well, it's a lot of repetitive and the same.
That's true.
I mean,
too.
It wears out. I mean, I don't know. I mean, you start to get the Champions Tour. Cool thing about Champions Tour, if you go to PGA Tour Champions, if you go to the AmFam, stand downwind on the range, and you get like Biofreeze and Bengay and Icy Hot, and just pick whatever kind of you smell everything down there.
I mean, it's smart.
And the occasional cigar from Miguel Angel Jimenez.
They know their demographic. That's for sure.
Yeah, that's pretty good there. If you haven't gotten a golf trip on the calendar for this season, still time to make it happen at the French Lick Resort, the only place you can play courses by Pete Dye, Donna Ross together on the same property, and you can play both championship courses through the fall when you book the Hall of Fame package, because golf seasons last well into the fall in southern Indiana. I talked to Brendan Sweeney this week from French Lake. I said, how is it? He goes, it's 75 and sunny. Because French Lake is like a month ahead of us.
Okay.
So I'm like, holy smokes. Does that not sound nice? 75 and sunny?
Sounds really nice. We had one day of that this
we
past
had like
weekends.
Yeah, it was like a blip. It was like 6 hours. Golf seasons last well into the fall in southern Indiana. You're going to be glad you teed it up with a trip to French Lick. Go to FrenchLick.com to start planning. FrenchLick.com. You have to be 21 to enter the casino. There's a gambling problem. Call 800-9-WITH-IT or text INGAMB to 53342. Titleist, the number one ball in golf. It's the latest generation of the Titleist driver technology, GTS. It's now on tour. Titleist continues to be the most played driver on the PGA Tour, and now players are getting their first look at GTS technology. Superior performance when it matters most at every level of competitive golf. Titleist, the number one ball in golf. Go to Titleist.com for more information. I got my new irons.
Yeah,
I got my new Titleist irons.
Have you been swinging
them
yet?
Oil can. I played one day with them.
Okay,
but I also get a driver.
All right,
so I'm going to the
nice.
driver fitting. Oh. Can't wait for that. That's what I need is more stuff.
Exactly.
FootJoy, the number one shoe in golf, the number one glove in golf. New year, new gear. Take advantage of the 2026 season starter at FootJoy.com. You get 5 gloves, either the Pure Touch Limited or the Stay Soft. You get a 6th glove for free. FootJoy, the preferred choice of avid golfers of all abilities. When trust and performance matter most, FootJoy, the number one shoe in golf, the number one glove in golf. Learn more at FootJoy.com. Tap In Golf Bar in Waukesha and Sussex open all season long and offer the best in indoor golf. Enjoy date night, master a team building event, just celebrate a night out with friends at the Tap In Golf Bar, a unique venue to not only take in the game, but play the game. Enjoy golf simulators indoors, spirits, food, sports. It's all there when you want them all season long at the Tap In Golf Bar. Tap In Golf Bar in Waukesha and Sussex. Find out more at tapingolfbar.com. How much more of this song do we have?
This song is like 6 minutes.
I know.
This is the longest song you picked on this whole list.
So I took it. You'll learn over a period of time that things happen for a certain reason.
That's fair.
Not necessarily the right reason, but it happens for a reason.
Well, I've been telling everybody, you have the most reads I've ever heard anybody ever have on any radio show in my entire life.
It just kind of happened that way. Because it was just cool. And the thing is, there's people who want to be part of the show.
Right.
And I'm happy that they want to be part of the show. I don't want to take them away from
exactly.
It. So consequently, that's what they do.
He's saying he can add more too, is what he's saying.
Yeah, try to pare it down just a little bit. All of our guests are courtesy of Wild Rock Golf Club in the Wisconsin Dells, a spectacular Herdston Fry design. Book your must-play tee time at wildrockgolf.com. Also, this hour of the show brought to you by the Island Resort and Casino in Northern Michigan. It's the home of Sweetgrass, Sage Run. Coming soon, Cedar, that's their new course. Championship golf at its finest, as well as first-rate accommodations. Book your trip at islandresort.com. Before we get into the next break, we should probably tell people this. as we're off and running into the 2026 golf season. Next week's show, first major of the season. Joining us from Augusta National and the Masters on Garbedian on Golf next week, Sports Illustrated's good friend Gary Van Sickle, Wisconsin.golf's Gary D'Amato, from the Golf Channel, Rex Hoggard. Now, what'll happen with Rex is there are times where he gets called in on TV.
Okay.
Do we have a TV in here?
Yeah, we do.
So we can put on Golf Channel.
Yeah, we can throw him on.
There are times where I have done the show where we look up and go, that's why he's not on the shows, because he's on TV, right? Because something happens. If Rex isn't on, Todd Lewis will be on.
Okay.
One of the two will be on, unless they're on the set together, in which case we will call them while they are on the air and see what happens at that point.
Has that happened before where they've been on the set together too? Or are they
it depends on what's going on.
Okay.
Because Todd does most of the player stuff, and then Rex does all the writing behind the scenes. So it's kind of two different things, but if something happens and they have if there's a similar story and they have two different takes on it, they might put them on the same
That makes
set.
sense. That's fair.
So we'll see what happens. They have a really nice setup though at Golf Channel at the Masters. It's unbelievable. Also joining us, of course, Global Golf Post Ron Green Jr. All that next week on the 2026 season opener for the majors for the men at Augusta National and the Masters. Can you do a Jim Nance?
I don't think I can.
I think
I'm not good at like voice impressions. I think my voice gets a little too gravelly, a little too deep sometimes.
Maybe somebody will do you someday.
Maybe. I think I got a good impressionable voice.
Do you think so?
I think so.
Yeah.
Hopefully. Maybe I'll be famous enough one day. Fingers crossed.
One day. I think you're famous enough right now.
Thanks.
You're doing a multi-award winning show here, my friend.
Damn straight.
There are people. I run into Dennis Krause every once in a while, and he just thinks it's the funniest thing. It's multi-award winning, huh?
It is.
Absolutely. Sure is.
It is.
Telling you right now, baby. More than anything else, that's what it is. Island Resort and Casino, Michigan Scenic Upper Peninsula, one of the Midwest premier golf, casino, and entertainment resort destinations. The new 9-hole Cedar course is going to have preview rounds coming in July 2026. Booking packages start in 2027, and Cedar complements Sweetgrass and Sage Run by accommodating guests needing an early morning or late afternoon tee time. You're going to find your total experience at the island. Go to islandresort.com for more information. PGA Tour Superstore, the official golf retailer of the multi-award-winning Garbedian on Golf. Find out what's trending in equipment, apparel, technology, repairs, lessons, and so much more. If it has to do with golf, you'll have it at PGA Tour Superstore. PGA Tour Superstore in Brookfield at 18550 West Blue Mountain Road, and also worldwide on the web at PGATourSuperstore.com. You can join the Wisconsin State Golf Association and make your next round count. For only $50, you're going to receive your official handicap index along with other great benefits. And if you're interested in competition, the WSGA tournament schedule features over 100 events for men and women of all abilities. Find out more about what's going on in the great state of Wisconsin. Go to WSGA.org. Show your love of Wisconsin in Wisconsin. Support a great cause. You can do that by obtaining a golf license plate, a Wisconsin golf license plate for your vehicle. Proceeds from the plate support the WPGA Junior Scholarship Fund and PGA Hope Wisconsin. For more information to get your plate, go to wiskjuniorgolf.com. Ironwood Golf Course, no worries, none. Ironwood Golf Course sits on 275 acres of rolling terrain in Sussex, Wisconsin. It presents 27 challenging holes for avid golfers of all abilities. Find out more about the Callow, the Meath, and the Burnines at Ironwood Golf Course. Make your Ironwood tee time. Go to ironwoodgolfcourse.com. Coming up after the break, Andy Guerin's going to join us, the golf services manager for the Milwaukee County Parks. Some of the finest golf that you're going to find in the state of Wisconsin is with the Milwaukee County Parks. This is Garbedian on Golf, broadcasting live from the Wisconsin Sports Radio Network studios, and it's powered by the Potawatomi Sportsbook. All guests for Garbedian on Golf brought to you by the Wild Rock Golf Club in the Wisconsin Dells. An amazing golf experience. Stay ahead of the game. Download the Wild Rock mobile app. The Wild Rock mobile app packed with features. Also, you get specials available only on the app. Download it now on any device. Enjoy the Wild Rock experience. Book your tee time online today at wildrockgolf.com. Wildrockgolf.com. Located just 35 miles northwest of downtown Milwaukee in the scenic Cattle Moraine. That's where you find Erin Hills. That provides a championship golf experience in a comfortable setting. Enjoy the day. Create a memorable overnight visit. 2 rounds of golf on the site of the 2017 United States Open, the most recent 2025 U.S. Women's Open. Enjoy seasonal green fees right now with tee times that are still available. Also, not too early to pre-book your 2027 visit to Erin Hills. Do a stay and play. Go to erinhills.com. Once again, erinhills.com. Milwaukee County Golf has 13 courses to choose from. That means there's an ideal course for every avid golfer. Milwaukee County golf courses run the gamut from fun to championship and then everything in between. MKE.golf, the place to find out the latest events, special rates, or anything golf in Milwaukee County. Tee it up today at MKE.golf. All residents eligible to participate in the Parks Players Discount Program. Slice up to 50% off of your green fee every time you play. For program information, go to mke.golf. I love this because I can read this and listen to the song at the same time. When I was doing fun. XM and Sirius, you had program in one ear and then you had the producer in your other ear. So you had to listen to 3 things at the same time.
I would hate that.
Oh, it was awesome. So in my head, I'm singing this song to myself while I'm reading something else.
There you go.
Yeah, I'm a special. At Ironwood Golf Course, no worries, none. Ironwood sits on 275 acres of rolling terrain in Sussex. It presents 27 challenging holes for avid golfers of all abilities. You can find out more about the Calamith and the Burn Nines at Ironwood Golf Course. Make your Ironwood tee time. And say hi to Ironwood Mike while you're out there. Go to ironwoodgolfcourse.com. You don't have to fade it. Just leave it up. It's fine. It's
eventually we gotta fade it. It's gonna turn off.
You don't.
Eventually.
No, because Andy loves music. I know that for a fact. Very little question about it. Milwaukee County is some of the best golf you can find, not only in the state but in the whole U.S. of A. 13 courses to choose from, meaning there's a golf course for avid golfers of all abilities. And here to talk more about the great golf in Milwaukee County, we bring in one of my all-time favorites. Please welcome from the Golf Services Managers Department of Milwaukee County Golf and the Parks. It is the lovely and talented Andy Guerin. Andy, my friend, how are you?
I'm great, Chuck. Good morning. How you doing? Thanks for having me.
Are you out there somewhere trying to tee it up? Because it's such a beautiful morning for golf here in the state of Wisconsin.
No, I'm going to sit this one out today. Unfortunately, Mother Nature has done a number on the courses the last couple of days. You know, we'll be fine once we drain out, but we've actually got them all the courses shut down. They're just not playable today. So not a great weekend for golf.
Mother Nature is undefeated. It's unfortunate but true. That's right. She is undefeated, and it is something. I mean, so when you're looking at the courses, and there are 13 in the Milwaukee County Park system, when you're looking at the golf courses, how do you open them? Do you have a certain rotation that you go through? Or is it based on weather? Is it based on the location of the courses? How do you determine who's going to open when?
Yeah, it's a lot of those factors you mentioned. It's obviously we're not going to open until the course conditions are in good enough shape to play. So course conditions, which is dictated by Mother Nature. So there's no official timeline. We've opened courses in the past, historically before my time, in every month of the year, I believe, if I remember right. But even just a couple of years ago, we had a couple courses open in February. This year we had courses open in early March, but then we just kind of go with the weather. And we know that when it warms up and the weather's playable, our courses are going to be busy. So we try to open as many as we can when that time comes. So we did have all of them open as of Monday the 30th, and we were really, really busy this past about a week ago. That Sunday, Monday, that really warm stretch. We've already had 9,000 rounds played at the courses this year. So when there's a window to play, our courses are very busy.
When there's a window to play, people are jumping through the window because they can't wait to get on the golf course itself. Andy Guerin with us, Golf Services Manager for the Milwaukee County Parks. Go to mke.golf for more information there. Follow them on social media, on X, at County Parks. All of our guests, courtesy of Wild Rock Golf Club in the Wisconsin Dells, a spectacular Herdston fried as I book your must-play tee time right now at Wild Rock Golf. Who introduced you to the great game of golf? What was your start?
Sure. Yeah, like a lot of folks, it was a family member. It was my dad. I'm a West Dallas kid. Grew up in West Dallas, Central grad, but learned the game from my dad, and my two older brothers played as well. So I was trying to keep up with them when I was younger, and we started playing at the par 3 courses in the county park system. So like Zablocki, Hanson, Warnemont. That's where I got my start in golf, and it just kind of went from there, and ended up going to school for it and worked at a bunch of courses down in Arizona and country clubs in the area here before my time with the parks. But yeah, it all started with playing golf with my dad.
Did you ever think, looking back, that this is where you would be and this is what you would be doing?
No, not at all. No, it just kind of happens over time. And I always wanted to do something in sports. Huge sports fan growing up, and still am. So baseball, football, golf, those were kind of the big ones. And so kind of just developed over time, got into golf, and turned out you can have a career in golf. And I still remember when I had that moment in my head. I was actually working at the practice range that's no longer there in Greenfield, working at Greenfield's Golf Center. And Dale, the owner there, mentioned to me one day, he goes, "Why don't you try to make a career in golf if you like working in golf so much?" And that's what it turned out to be. I was going to do something else in the trades field. I was going to work in the graphics industry and possibly run a press, something like that, and totally changed and never looked back.
This is probably more fun too, because you're outside a whole lot more and get the opportunity to bring a lot of joy to a lot of different people. Andy Guerin with us, Golf Services Manager in the Milwaukee County Parks. Go to mke.golf for more information. Follow them on social media at County Parks. Take a moment and talk a little bit, because everybody's looking for a deal. Talk about the Parks Players Discount Program, because if you're complaining about not getting a deal, the Milwaukee County Parks want to make sure that you do. So take a moment and just talk about that so people really get an idea of how economical it is to play in the Milwaukee County Parks.
Yeah, for anybody that's not familiar with parks, like I mentioned earlier, we're really, really popular right now. We're coming off a record-breaking 2025. We had over 388,000 rounds played, and a lot of folks take advantage of our discount card program, as you mentioned, Chuck, and it's available to all Wisconsin residents. So it's not just limited to Milwaukee County residents. So anybody in the state of Wisconsin can get a discount card, and it really saves you. It just depends on which course you're playing. If it saves you money every time on greens fees, and you earn points along the way as well. So you can use those points to redeem points for free greens fees in the county. So it's a really great deal. And we've got unlimited season passes available as well for both adults and juniors if you're going to play a lot of golf. And also our golf shops, if you're looking for merchandise, you're not going to find better pricing than anywhere else than in our golf shops.
And if you're looking for more information on any of that, you can go to mke.golf. Before I let you go, who do you like in the Masters coming up this week?
Oh, good question.
Yeah.
We'll go with Scheffler. Why not? Right? He's
number one.
He's the best, right? He's the best there is right now. But I'll certainly be watching. That's for sure. Looking forward to it. Always a good time to sit down and try to squeeze in a little time watching the Masters.
My friend, I appreciate you taking the time this morning. Continued success. We'll do this again down the road, but you try to enjoy your Easter weekend as best you can.
Thanks, Chuck.
Talk to you
Thanks
soon.
for having me. Appreciate it.
Always a pleasure. Andy Guerin with us, the Golf Services Manager, Milwaukee County Parks. Go to mke.golf for more information. Follow them on social media at County Parks. Steve Stricker, TPC Wisconsin PGA Tour champions. They're set to host the award-winning American Family Insurance Championship. That happens June 5th through the 7th in Madison. More information on the 2026 AmFam Championship, go to amfamchampionship.com. You love finding hidden gems for a golf getaway. Your next great discovery, the French Lick Resort. To get started on a getaway of your own, think French Lick on your next road trip. Go to FrenchLick.com for more information. Must be 21 to enter the casino. If there's a gambling problem, call 800-9-WITH-IT or text ING-AMB to 53342. Titleist, the number one ball in golf and the latest generation of the Titleist driver technology, GTS, now on tour. Superior performance when it matters most at every level of competitive golf. Titleist is the number one ball in golf. Go to Titleist.com for more information. FootJoy, the number one shoe in golf, the number one glove in golf. Take advantage of the 2026 season starter at FootJoy.com. FootJoy, the preferred choice for avid golfers of all abilities. Do yourself a favor, feel the joy. Trust and performance when they matter most. FootJoy, the number one shoe in golf, the number one glove in golf. Learn more at FootJoy.com. I think we have more. Should we read more? Let's read more. We can do as much as we want.
We got a minute.
We have a minute, so I'll get everything else in a minute. Let's see if I can figure that out. Island Resort Sweetgrass, the casino, the new 9-hole cedar course is going to be opening. It'll feature preview rounds in July 2026. Booking packages in 27. Get your total experience at the island. Go to islandresort.com. All right, thanks to everybody involved with the program this morning, including Charlie Houston, who's our producer. Does a wonderful job. Ken Griffin joins us from Boyne, Mike James from Century World, Ellen Shipnuck, the new Rory book that is out now. Ordered it wherever you get fine books. Andy Guerin, the golf services manager from Milwaukee County Parks, and Jonathan Lavoie from Kim and Lavoie, all joining us here on the multi-award-winning Garbedian on Golf. Have a great Easter, and by all means, let's tee it up.